Right then, sailors, just before we get into the nitty-gritty of the how, we need to pop into the classroom to just check the scenario that we're working with. With this scenario, you need to think about the wind and the tide. Are the wind and the tide moving together, or the wind and the tide opposing each other? We call this wind with tide or wind against tide. And in this particular scenario, we're looking at wind with tide. To anchor, you need to approach your anchorage on a close reach. You can spill and fill the sails to control your speed. Next up, take a look. Just make sure that the boat is definitely stopped before you drop your anchor out. Pause there, team. For this part of your anchoring manoeuvre, if you're still moving under the momentum of the boat, you can run over your anchor, which will just make the boat go a bit skew-if as it starts to take up the tension. Now that that's done, it's time to drop the anchor and pay out the chain and the warp. Make sure you check the depth so you've got the right amount. In this case, 3 lengths of chain and warp to 1 length of depth. I'm going to lift the centreboard up to help the boat settle. And once there's some tension in the line, I'm going to take transits out the front and the side of my boat to make sure I've stopped. Once that's done, I can take the sails down. So step 1 is to hoist your sails, ready to depart your anchorage. You can then recover the anchor by pulling on the line, hand over hand, pulling it back into the boat. Time out, guys! Just a top tip here when you're pulling up the anchor is to be careful of the chain and the anchor as it gets close to the boat as you're pulling it up. The last thing you want is to take out a chunk of your hull. As you start to see the chain, just take care not to damage the boat and place the anchor back inside, safely stowed. Once that's done, you can sail off by unfurling the jib, shooting in the main and bearing the boat away from the wind.